This is the Hartford Online Radio Network. 21st Century Audio. Delivered on thehorn.com.
Live from the On the Horn studio in Glastonbury, Connecticut, this is Black Eyed and Blues, the Black Eyed Sally's Radio Hour, sponsored by Gateway Financial Group, the accounting firm of Budwitz and Meyerjack, Deepwater Seafood of Avon,
Deepwater,
Sherpa Technologies, and CentralCTDental.com, Doctors Camp Sambor and Lupini. I am your host, Brian Lee. Brian Parker on the board. So, did you enjoy the Super Bowl game the other day?
Hells yeah.
As we are both Giants fans, that was a wonderful, wonderful day.
I tell you what.
Fun game to watch. Good time. Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Who was it, Bradshaw, that was trying to stop at the goal line?
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's great about that is I said, gee, I wonder if I said this out loud to the group of friends that were all there with me. You know what? I would bet that they would just let him go in so they give Brady.
Said the same thing. You got to give the best quarterback of all time. Or what they say is
because they're out of timeouts.
Absolutely.
And they'll just sit on the ball. They have 2 more plays.
The other option was if he took a knee, I believe the defense could have pushed him into the end zone anyway.
No, well, actually, here's the shtick.
Yeah.
If he's on his knee, the moment someone touches him, he's down, regardless if he falls into the end zone.
Oh, then they would have burned their last time out then, because that would have been that was on second down. So.
Yeah. So, interesting stuff, but New York Football Giants at
world
the top
champions again. Fantastic.
What was it, like a 7-7 record for the season?
They were 7-7 at one point. They won the last 2, so 9-7. 9-7. World champs. God bless you.
God bless the wild card system.
Love it.
Well,
they actually won the division. So by beating the Cowboys in that last game of the season, they won the division. So
yeah.
Okay, so everybody who's in the chat room, here's what we got going on tonight. At 7:20 this evening, we have the great Joe Louis Walker giving us a call. He's going to give us about 10 to 15 minutes. At 7:40 this evening, we're going to have Bill Shaka of Bill Shaka and Tony C, who just participated in the IBC down in Memphis. They're going to be giving us a call.
That's Bill Shaka Zulu for you, those of you keeping score at home.
And let's see. What else was I missing? There was something else we were going to do. We have our guest card contestant.
Excuse me. Yes, the contestant for the gift card.
Her name is Anna Carabetta.
Carabetta. If you want to know more about our Black Eyed and Blues gift card giveaway, it's all part of the Feed Your Friends experiment here. You can score a $20 gift card at Black Eyed Sally's by friending us on Facebook on thehorn.com. And that's it. You're in the running. What happens each week is we randomly draw a Facebook friend who has friended us, and we mention their name during the show, like we have just mentioned.
Anna Carabetta.
And we post that up on our Facebook page, and if she responds to our post on our Facebook fan page, she wins $20. Simple as that. It's all part of the Feed Your Friends promotion here at the On the Horn place where we are. Wherever it is.
So we got first up for you this week is the guy who's going to be in the studio here with us next week. This is Ryan Hartt and the Bluehearts from the album Yeah Man. This is Rock All Night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some beer and get some friends. We gonna party till the day begins. Gonna rock all night. Gonna rock all night. We're gonna rock all night till the sun comes up. Let's roll up the rug and push back the chairs. We don't care about the next downstairs. We're gonna rock all night. We're gonna rock all night. We're gonna rock all night till the neighbors complain. Well, I got a nickel and you got a dime. Put them together and buy some wine. We're gonna rock all night. We're gonna rock all night. We're gonna rock all night till the wine is gone. Look out on your guitar.
Welcome back to Black Eyed and Blues. That was Ryan Hartt and the Bluehearts with Rock All Night. Ryan's going to be in the studio here with us next Tuesday. He's also going to be playing down at Black Eyed Sally's on Saturday evening of next week. I'm going to jump right into the very next song because we've got people giving us a call in a few minutes. So this is going to be Popa Chubby, who's coming down to Black Eyed Sally's on the 17th, which is next Friday. This is from the album Stealin' Devil's Guitar. This is called Slide Devil Man Slide.
When I was a young boy back in 1963, my daddy took me with him and they sat me on his knee. He ordered us a drink or two and as we sat there at the bar, I saw an old man from his back, he pulled out a guitar. Said, slide, little man, slide, setting the night on fire. Felt so good inside, see the devil man slide. 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 Now on his swollen finger there was a piece of brass. He looked me right then in the eye and said, boy, I'm gonna whoop your ass. I can't say I was not afraid of what my eyes did see, but when he played that slide guitar I knew it had to be. I said, slide, devil man, slide. Setting the night on fire. Felt so good inside to hear the devil man slide. Hear the devil man slide. Hear the devil man slide. Devil man slide. Slide.
You know what I just realized is everyone was looking at us through that camera too when we did that.
When I am an old man and I'm rocking in my chair, let my papa leave me be, cause you know that I won't care. Cause when I was a young boy, you know what I did see? I went to see the devil man and he told me what to be. He said, slide, devil man, slide. Setting the night on fire. Felt so good inside. Hear the devil man slide. 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 Slide, devil man slide. Setting the night on fire. Felt so good inside. Hear the devil man slide. 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 Hear the devil man slide.
Here we go, is the Black Eyed and Blues Music Hour on the Horn, the Hartford Online Radio Network. Just wrap it a little bit. If you saw us doing that crazy thing, you know, with me sticking my tongue out, we're having fun with what was it called? Photo booth
Photo booth.
on the Mac over there. And it sort of, it didn't really dawn on me that you guys are watching us through the Logitech camera.
Through the camera.
While
up
we're
here.
all posing for the eyesight camera on Brian's laptop.
How about that?
Oh, yeah. That probably didn't look very good. So I apologize. And then apparently I missed the off button on my microphone, but
whatever.
I'm more adroit at that now.
I don't think we had any of the curse-laced tirades I always tell you I'm going to let into, so we're good.
We're good. So an interesting thing on Yahoo Travel, best places to date, best cities to date. Where do you think would be number one?
Detroit, Michigan.
No.
I'm shocked.
No.
Really?
No.
San Diego.
San Diego, number 10 on the list.
Okay.
Austin, Texas.
Makes sense. Beautiful people.
Austin, then Boston,
No.
then
absolutely not.
Chi-Town.
Yeah, if you date somebody from Boston, you have to listen to that ridiculous Boston accent. That's out of the question.
That is just unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Miami, yeah.
Well, it's like saying Rio. Yeah.
And then what else? New Orleans.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? New Orleans, I don't know.
Evan says Hartford.
And
Little
Hartford
Love?
coming in at number one. No.
No.
Evan?
Yeah, Evan.
Just by the mere fact that Evan is single, I think we know the answer. How about New York City?
Bronx. It's a good one. No.
You think
Bridgeport.
so?
Waterbury.
I'm going to say no on that.
Ooh.
Phoenix and Scottsdale, they get one listing. I guess that's sort of the same thing.
Okay, like Tampa, St. Pete. Even though they're only, 60 miles or 90 miles apart? Is that what it is? Scottsdale, Phoenix, I think it's like 90 miles apart.
Yeah.
Something like that. Whatever.
It could be. And then San Diego, which, by the way, is great.
San Diego makes perfect sense.
Which, with the exception of, they got that blasted freight train going right through the middle of the city at 2:24 a.m.
Every day? No matter what? Like
every
clockwork?
morning.
That's true.
At least that I was there. And I'm at the Marriott Marina downtown. I'm on the 29th floor. I'm like almost at the very top. It sounds like this train whistle is inside my room. The first night, someone had to come in with a defibrillator and wake me up. I was like, what? Oh. It was no fun. Who was the first caller that's calling in?
Joe Louis Walker.
Joe Louis Walker.
Yep.
I got to make sure that is up. I'm going to put this up just a little bit so we can hear the phone call in case I am talking about something else.
Okay. Crash says, "Who do you think you are, who do you think you are, John McCain?"
McCain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching. One of my good buddies is this guy who does a YouTube show called Liberal Viewer, and even though he's a liberal, I think he's very funny. But he pretty much pokes on at Fox News, and they were doing one thing where Jon Stewart was saying a joke about McCain running for office, in 2008, and he released his medical records, and then was forcing Obama to release his medical records. Fox runs this clip, and it's a piece of paper that he pulls out, and he released his medical records, and it's one page, and then Fox starts laughing about it. But they missed the joke. The joke was 38 seconds before that, they were talking about McCain released his medical records for just last year.
287 pages.
1,200 pages. So we got 1,200
That's
pages and one page. And but anyway, he was talking about that, so that's reminding me of the John McCain
That's fantastic.
comment in the chat room, which of course you can always join us in the chat room. And
we recommend it.
That's right. And we're vamping until our phone caller calls.
Yeah,
in.
we're just waiting. Hopefully Joe calls us in a minute or so.
I think I'll slide over to computer number 7 in the room,
Right.
and check to see if the Facebook person won.
Okay. So if we haven't heard anything yet from her, we're still looking for Anna Carabetta. She is our potential $20 gift card winner.
Evan, you're in the chat room. Did you send her the little message? The little love note from you?
I thought he said he did. But
Maybe she's
that could
single.
Be mistooken. So
No, nothing yet.
nothing. People.
Oh, but
$20
people like it. Deborah McMahon Cleveland. Deborah McMahon Cleveland likes it. So
Hey,
that's
Deborah,
good.
how about you call your friend?
How about-
Hopefully she's a friend.
How about, hey, if here's the
Thanks,
deal.
Crash.
I want to give this away tonight.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Evan, are you paying attention? Okay, Evan.
He
you
said
paying
yes, he did.
Yes, he
Yes,
did,
he
but
is.
Evan, okay. So pay attention, Evan. So if Anna, if Anna does not call in or, respond to our Facebook post, I want you to give it away to the Deborah McMahon person who signed in there on our Facebook. But we'll get more into that. And it appears the hotline is ringing, so I will now turn it over to the great Brian Lee.
Fantastic. Joe, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, Joe, how are you? You are on the Horn Radio. This is the Black Eyed and Blues Radio Hour. This is Joe Louis
All
Walker.
right.
Joe Louis Walker is going to be playing down at Black Eyed Sally's this coming weekend. He just released his 23rd album, Hellfire, on Alligator Records just last week. Joe, I got the disc in. I've been listening to it all weekend. I love it. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like to work with Tom Hambridge?
Well, it's a pleasure because we're sort of members of the same lodge. We're for a better word, we can experiment together and we work so good together. We wrote 13 songs in 2 days.
Wow!
And some of those songs, I mean, the majority of those songs didn't even make this record. And he's the kind of producer. I love a drummer who sings, because he knows where to leave out things for the punchline of a song. Because the whole thing is about a song at the punchline. It's like he knows where to push the punchline, where to leave holes.
Yep.
It's great to hear da da na 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 na. But if they just played it over and over again, it wouldn't mean anything. Without I can't get no, I can't get me no.
Yep.
Charlie Watts just playing straight through it. Because he knows where not to play,
right.
And that's what Tom knows where not to play.
We actually just saw Tom play with George Thorogood a few months back here in Connecticut. So he's tremendous. I had no idea he was such a great songwriter either. Was working with him your idea? Was it Alligator's idea? Did Buddy give you any input? Because I know he produced a couple of albums for Buddy Guy.
Well, he'd asked me, Tom. The way I met him, I played on my rhythm guitar player, Larry Coryell's son, Murali Coryell's record,
yep.
And Tom produced that. And what happened, the way Tom worked with us was that, we paid for our own record, me and my wife and my manager. We put up all the money. So we were shopping the record around. Alligator had nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
But when Alligator bought the record, Bruce heard it on I think a Thursday and said he wanted to buy the record on a Monday. He liked it that much. He got it.
That's great.
And like I tell everybody, the real stars of this record is Tom Hambridge and Bruce Eaglehart, because Bruce, he got it right away. There was no, change this, do that. He's like, hey, I want this record, and this is great. But we'd already made the record, and we talked to several record companies too. But Alligator seemed like a natural fit for me, since I've known Bruce for 20-something odd years, and he's grown, I've grown, Tom's grown. I remember when Tom was working a while back and working on the first Susan Tedeschi record
Yep.
on the Tone Cool label, and he wrote one of my favorite songs, which is Rock Me Right. And I didn't know who he was, so when Murali called me and said, hey, man, there's this guy, Tom Hambridge, why don't you go to Nashville and play on my record? And Tom's producing. I said, cool. So Tom approached me a couple of times after that about recording an album with him, and I'm the type of guy, I gotta know somebody for a while.
That makes sense.
It took me a while to really,
get a comfort zone
with him.
Just to get a comfort zone together.
Yeah, and also, I'm sure like he checked on me. I talked to Buddy, whom I've known all my life, and I talked to BB, and and I saw the way he worked with Murali, and he just seemed like an easy guy to work with. But I didn't know we were going to have that synergy where, we could write 13 songs in 2 days, and he played drums. He knew when to stretch out. He knew when to keep it bluesy. When it's like he grew up in the Fillmore with me or something. Because there was no. I hate it when a producer says you can't do this. A smart producer will let you do that and say, hey, like Steve Cropper did with me with 3 records. If I got to a point where I said, well, I want to do this, I got to do this. He said, well, go ahead. Then he said, go home and listen to it. And every time I go home and listen to it, and I had an idea that I might know what was right, it was always wrong. Cropper was always right. Well, I should have known that. He's worked with everybody from Otis Redding to,
yeah, right.
to Sam Soul. I call him the original soul man. You know, that playing Steve in original soul man.
Yep.
Any other guitar player would have played 7 or 8 notes. He played 2. And right away, it made the song.
Yep.
You know, I mean, you wait for that. Everybody in the world that's heard that song, wait for that part to come. You know, and so, I mean, Tom is sort of like that. He's real easy to work with. He doesn't tell you can't do this, you can't do that. I like it, too, because I'm the type of guy I'll say, well, I think I can do it better. And sometimes I'll do it to the nth degree. And he knows when to say, hey, Joe, you don't have to do any better. The feeling's there.
It's there, yeah.
Because if you do it, Crappie used to have this saying, after three takes, you're not doing any better. You're just doing it more.
Just doing it more, you know? Exactly. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if
I actually
you haven't rehearsed it and felt it by then you know, you better come back and do it the next day or next week or next month or whenever you get the feeling.
How long have you and Murali been working together?
Well, I've known Murali for 20 years.
Oh, really?
But he's been working in my band for about 2.5, 3.
Okay. I just watched one of the shows that you guys did from the Iridium, that Friday night show with Jimmy Vivino and Jim Weeder on Iridium Live because I couldn't make it into the city that night. What a great show.
It was a lot of fun, too. I mean, playing with those two guys,
yeah,
Weeder and Jimmy V, or more. I've known Jimmy for about 15 years. He's like my brother. And
that was pretty
Weeder's
obvious.
Just one of my favorite people because he never holds back. You know, Duke Ellington always had a saying, leave your ego at the door. You get the feeling there's no ego at all with Weeder's playing. And I played with him several times. He is one of my favorite guitar players as well as one of my favorite people.
That's fantastic. Let's see here. So is there anything – oh, the other question I want to ask you was the Jordanaires on Don't Cry. What a great job. Was that your idea also, or was that Tom Hambridge or –
No, Tom didn't know the Jordanaires. I've known the Jordanaires about 15 years.
Okay.
Because I'm real good friends with Scotty Moore, and
I
played on Scotty's record, and Scotty played on my record. And then I helped induct Scotty into the Memphis Hall of Fame, where the whole Elvis Presley band was, including Bill Black's family and part of Jerry Lee Lewis's band. And so Scotty called me in Paris, because I loved living in Paris at the time, and asked me to be a part of it.
That's nice.
And the way I warm up singing is that I go in a room and I start singing gospel songs coming out of church, just to warm my voice up. And Ray Walker from the Jordanaires heard me.
Yeah.
And he says, man, we got to do that song. And the song I was working on was A Soldier for Jesus.
Oh, okay.
And so fast forward 5 years, 6, 7 years, I kept in touch with Ray, and he kept in touch with me, and we had ran across each other, I think, 1 or 2 times. And so just so happened that I was in Nashville making the record, and I'm thinking, boy, I ought to call Ray and see if because I know Ray loves that song. You know, him and Gordon and other guys, the real Jordanaires. And so I called and said, Ray, I'm here cutting, Soldier for Jesus and a couple other things. And Ray just said, Joe, where and when, you know.
It's very cool stuff. Hey, Joe, this is Brian Parker. Let me ask you a question. I was getting into a discussion with my wife over some of these shows that you have on television now that, whatever it is, making the band or being, famous, American Idol and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to, express my frustration with it because it seems to me that some of the folks got some chops, but not much. And it would seem to me that they get these overly gushing accolades if they sing their song and they don't just completely embarrass themselves. What do you think of this, new way of getting famous on some of these shows? Do you think that kind of detracts from folks like you who are out there, singing your heart out and really, doing it the old-fashioned way? Do you feel like you're getting cheated with these kind of shows?
Well, in a way, I see what you're saying, and I, some of my nieces and nephews, they like the stuff, but I'll put it like this: if my heroes, your heroes, the people that changed popular music, Bob Dylan put out the first record was 6 minutes and 30 seconds, called Like a Rolling Stone. I know because my roommate at the time, Mike Bloomfield, played on it. if he went on American Idol and he said Once Upon a Time, the first thing that Simon Cowell would have said was, well, what does that mean? What does it mean? You know, you threw the bums and diamond. What does it mean? If the Beatles went on there and said, yeah, the first thing Simon Cowell would say is, don't you got any more lyrics? What is yeah? If Jimi Hendrix would have said, excuse me while I kiss the sky, we would have said, well, what are you doing kissing the sky?
What does that mean?
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, what does that mean? You know, so you have what I call some good singers, but can you sing? You know, it's like that poem, Inherit the Wind. Can you sing when the monitors go out? Can you sing when you're going through a divorce?
Right.
Can you stay true to music when you get screwed by, say you get screwed out of some royalties or whatever? You know, life. You know, can you keep your head around you when all around them lose theirs? You know, you notice that some of the winners of American Idol's records that came out and went totally nowhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I can name one particular. I won't name him, but he was supposed to be the new soul guy.
Oh, I'll say his name. Is that Ruben guy, right?
Yeah.
Ruben.
Stuttered.
Ruben, I don't stutter.
Yeah, stuttered.
No, it was the other guy.
Who was the other
It
guy?
was the white guy.
Who? Clay Aikens?
You know the spring song.
Clay Aikens?
No, not that
Those,
guy.
those are the
It was
only ones
soul
I know.
guy. Tyler something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he had Cropper played on the record. But, you know, I have a good friend named Felix Dennis. He lives on Mystique. And he's a good friend, but another good friend of mine. And, you know, I mentioned that I liked a certain singer-songwriter. That this certain singer-songwriter, he's like, there's a lot of guys now that are really famous that they sound a little bit like this, they sound a little bit like that, they sound a little like this. I'll just tell you the truth. I named Tom Petty as one of my favorite songwriters.
Okay.
And Felix said something real interesting. He says, you know, Joe, I like him too, but I just don't believe him. He sounds a little bit like Dylan here. He sounds a little bit like the Byrds there.
Yeah, I can hear
Sounds
that.
a little bit like, you know, and I could see where Felix was coming from, though I still like Petty. I think Petty is the son of a gun, you know, by being able to do that. And for me, I put Lenny Kravitz in that same category. Sounds a little, you know, you hear a little Beatles, you hear a lot of Jimmy.
Yep.
You know, but sometimes you wonder, well, where in the hell is you know, this particular guy? And I think Lenny Kravitz, I think there's no shortcut to experience. I think at some point Lenny Kravitz will find his own personal style, and he's doing it now, you know, in a way. And Petty, you know, Petty's Petty. You know, he does what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
he's got enough
disagree with
cachet
Felix
now.
about Petty. I think Petty, you know, is so talented that he can do all those things. He can be in the Travel with Will Berries, then cut, you know, a solo record with I Won't Back Down, one of the greatest songs. I used to play that song every day because I know exactly what he's talking about and exactly the experience that he's talking about when his house burned down and he wanted to lower the price of records and all that. And it's the house mysteriously burned down, and he said, I won't back down. You can back me up to the gates of hell. Well, you know, I don't think you can get no better lyric than that.
No, that's pretty good.
But what a great example.
And it's a personal story.
It's a great example of that's what it is to be, in whatever it is, a professional performer. When it's, you know, when you don't really feel like it, you still got to know that there's an audience out there that wants to hear this, and you're the conduit for that message. And you got to get yourself up for it. You got to get yourself ready.
And the bottom line is people got to believe you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it just you can sing in the phone book if you want. You can be the greatest singer in the world. If nobody believes you,
that's very true.
I mean, when John Lennon sings a song, believe me, it's three of my favorite singers. Bob Dylan, and he's not a singer. So much.
No.
But I believe it when he says what he says, even when it's a put down song, even when it's a song in the third person, because he's been through so much. When David Ruffin sings a song, whether it's My Girl or whether it's I Wish It Would Rain, he gets to the bridge of the song and he just nails it. And he's the best bridge singer and outro singer. You know, at the end of a song, the stuff he says. You know, even on little ditties like Beauty's on the Skin did. You know, if you're looking for a lover, don't judge a book by its cover. It may be bad on the outside, but so good on it. You know, when John Lennon sings a bridge, you know, whether it's whenever I don't mean to say I'll be there. I mean, it grabs you by the throat, you know, whether it's that or whatever it is. You get that feeling. I don't think I've ever heard a song that John Lennon sings I didn't believe, you know?
Absolutely.
And so those are the kind of guys that get to me. And American Idol is sort of geared for the opposite.
Yep.
It's geared to see how good of a technical singer you are.
Right.
But techniques have jack shit.
There's no feeling to any of that stuff.
To do with being an artist. You can find a great guy that can draw a great line, but he has no ideas. Whereas Salvador Dali came to America and looked in a Coke bottle and came up with three-dimensional stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and they thought he was crazy when he did it.
That's a great point. Joe, we got to let you go.
We have to let you go.
If you can do me one favor, we need some vanity bites for us because you know we have bad egos here. So can we get a recording of you saying, "Hi, this is Joe Louis Walker, and I am on the horn."
Hi, this is Joe Louis Walker, the Boss Talker, and I am on the horn.
Nice.
Thank you very much,
You're the
Joe.
best, brother.
We'll see you down at
Thanks
Sally's
for having
on
me.
Friday night. I would love to continue this conversation with you.
Well, I'll see you then.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, there he is, Joe Louis
Louis Walker.
Cool guy right there. The chat room loves him. Chat room loves him. Do we have a little Joe Louis Walker to play right now?
Oh, you want to play some right now? Absolutely.
All right.
We'll play you the song that we were just talking about, a song called Don't Cry. Here we go. This is off of Hellfire, his new one.
I never cared that much about a high society. All those material things that don't mean that much to me. I never wanted to fly up into space. I've got my hands full down here waiting on Judgment Day. It's gonna be alright. When I die. So pray for me that I'll make it to the other side. It's gonna be okay. Don't cry. I might be somewhere way up high. You might be rich, you might be poor. All the money in the world, it won't get you in the door. And I hope you're not too late. 'Cause it ain't no reservations, and can't no one save your place. It's gonna be alright. When I die. So pray for me that I'll make it to the other side. It's gonna be okay. Don't cry. I might be somewhere way up high. I was a sinner and a fool. I'm getting caught up in this rat race like most people do. But I must be getting old. 'Cause instead of saving my money, I've been trying to save my soul. It's gonna be alright. When I die. So pray for me that I'll make it to the other side. Gonna be okay. Don't cry. I might be somewhere way up high. Oh. You better believe me. You better believe. Oh yeah. It's gonna be alright. When I die.
There he is, Joe Louis Walker on the horn, Hartford Online Radio Network. And, you know, it's a 2 for Tuesday for our interviews here. We also have Bill Shaka coming on the Skype line right now, the hotline. Bill, are you there?
Yes, I am, Brian. How you doing?
I am doing just great. I'm going to turn it over to Brian Lee.
What's going on, Bill? How are you?
Hey, Brian. What's happening?
Oh, not much. I forgot to tell you, there's two guys named Brian in the studio here. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, if you yell out Brian, you're gonna get somebody to answer either way. So.
What?
Okay, good.
So you want to tell us a little bit about being down in Memphis? If for those of you who don't know, Bill and Tony C were our representatives at the IBC down in Memphis this past weekend. They made it to the semis. Give us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about the time.
Well, you know, it was quite some great players down there. I'll tell you that, number one. And, went down there with the intention of having a good time first and foremost, and networking as well, and, of course, trying to win the whole darn thing. And got part of the way there, and it was certainly a fun experience. I'll tell you, the people that I met down there and the hospitality was fantastic.
Everybody raves about that place. I talk to the guys from the Connecticut Blues Society all the time. They absolutely rave about it. They say if there's one thing that you're going to do, you have to do it. Had you been there before or no?
I've been to Memphis, but I had never done the challenge before.
Okay.
And now that I've done the challenge, I'll be ineligible for trying for it again for a year.
A year,
That's
right.
Connecticut Blues Society rules. So, but I plan on going down with my wife. I brought the family down this time. Plan to go down there with my wife, and we're going to have a good time because, see, during the challenge, you're expected to be at the club a half hour before the show starts. So most of them started around 5:30. Even if your time slot wasn't until say 11:30, which on one night it was. I was the final act of the evening.
Oh, God.
I had to be there at 5. So.
Oh, that's miserable.
And it kind of cuts into your day a bit. So in other words, I wasn't able to go out and do the touristy type things. I was mentally preparing and so forth during the daytime, and then heading down to the club, in late afternoon.
Hey, how many bands compete in each venue each evening?
Yeah, we had. What did we have? 11 in ours. And 4 went on to the semis. We were one of them, and word on the street. All the people that I've talked to and the friends that I made down there, they thought we should have been right in there in that final mix. So,
I heard nothing but good things about you guys' performance, and I'd seen it. I was there at the Pine Loft. I watched you guys, and
sure.
did you pull the jug out or no?
I did.
Yeah.
It's a schlocky thing, man, but people really like that, and. But I'm already working on the spoons for next time.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
but it was fun. The guys who went on to win it came out of our room. Actually, the guy who went on to win it, Ray Bonneville, came out of the room that I was primarily playing in.
Okay.
And he's a Grammy Award winner. And for the semis, the other one that made it out of the room was a gentleman who played drums with Little Richard for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's just telling you some of the
there's a lot of
players
talent
that were down there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of talent down there. That's pretty cool.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Not to mention all the people that just come into town to participate in the whole festivity that aren't even part of the challenge, It's kind of a semi-star-filled affair. And then you have your record label owners, Michael Frank from Earwig Records, whom I know, because I used to tour with Honey Boy Edwards years back, and he was Honey Boy's manager for 39 years.
Oh, okay.
He was around. He judged at a club, not at the club I was playing in. He judged in another club. Bruce Siglar from Alligator. He was around in town. A bunch of people, and then there was the All-Star Jam sessions, and one was hosted by a fellow named Sonny Rock.
Yep.
Who I'll be doing his radio show.
He's
right
a
after
DJ
yours.
in New York, right?
Yeah, around the Catskills. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'll be doing that. I'm going on his show at about 8:00.
Oh, cool.
So it was, Brian, it was really, I'll tell you, thinking back in hindsight, I probably wasn't going to even go for this the duo thing because I had the band thing going.
Right.
And then Sue called me and said, and so I went ahead and did it. And I'm really glad that I did because it got me off to Memphis. And like I said, it was such a great time.
That's fantastic. I'm going to let you go. I know you have the call to do for the other station in New York. Can we get you to do one quick thing for us?
Yes, you could.
Sure. All we need you to do is say, "This is Bill Shaka, and I am and I am on the horn."
This is Bill Shaka, and I am on the horn.
Bill, thank you very much. We're going to play Side Squeeze off of your new disc, Got Ways Like the Devil, right now. Thanks a lot, buddy. I'll see you Friday.
We'll see you Friday.
All right.
Friday. Yeah, bye.
Let me be your side squeeze, really mean your side squeeze. Let me be your side until you regular come. Wanna be your side, baby, till your regular come. I cut you wood so good, I winter while you regular gone. Can I be your cane cutting? Really mean your cane cutting? Can I be your cane cutting, sweet old side? Wanna be your cane cutting, sweet old side. Well, when you regular come, I turn walking way goodbye. Want to be your dough rolling, really mean your dough rolling. Let me be your biscuit baking dough rolling side. Wanna be your dough rolling, biscuit baking side. I bake your biscuit so mellow, make you feel so warm inside. Let me be your plaything, really mean your plaything. Let me be your phone until your regular come. Wanna be your phone thing till your regular come. Well, I can cock-a-doodle do you like a baby rooster on the run.
CentralCTDental.com. Doctors Camp Sambor and Lupini. Serious issues or routine checkups, go nowhere else. If you can't wait, call. If it has to be done right, give them a call. Very easy to get to on the Plainville-Farmington line. You can give them a call at 860-747-5761, or very conveniently make an appointment online at CentralCTDental.com. Black Eyed and Blues Music Hour. We'll be right back.
Budwitz and Meyerjack PC is a large Connecticut-based CPA firm with offices in Cheshire and Farmington, Connecticut. Large enough to handle engagements of enterprises with annual revenues in excess of $100 million, yet small enough to cater to smaller businesses and individual clients who expect personalized attention from partners and staff. Client service is the cornerstone of our practice. Our clients have a fixed fee for their audit and tax work. What this means to the client is we're approachable. Personal communication and client services make for strong relationships. Budwitz and Meyerjack, certified public accountants.
Sandits Travel for business and leisure. We'll take you there. Sandits Travel has been proudly serving Connecticut since 1960. That's over 50 years. And we're ready for another 50 years of superior service. Whether you prefer to come in, call in, or log on, we invite you to explore how efficient, diverse, and fun it is to book through Sandits Travel. Save your money and your time with us. Sandits Travel. We'll take you there.
At home, work, or your favorite coffee shop, If there's a Wi-Fi connection, get on the horn. Hartford's Heart and Soul. OnTheHorn.com.
Deepwater Seafood of Avon.
Deepwater.
Farmington Valley's freshest seafood. They will work with you and your schedule. Call ahead 860-676-9657 or fax 677-2281. Deepwater will set aside your order for your pickup after work. Tuesdays through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sea scallops, fresh oysters, fish and chips, soup, bisques, chowders. Having a party? Paella for 12 and a salad is all you need. Made with spicy chicken, andouille sausage, scallops, shrimp, and halibut. Deepwater Seafood of Avon.
Deepwater.
Just for the halibut.
What's up next?
I got you with that one. We're going to wrap it up this week with some more Joe Louis Walker. Once again, he's playing down at Sally's this coming Friday night. This is from his album Hellfire. The song is called Too Drunk to Drive Drunk. Of course, your bartender picked that one.
organic and homegrown. On the Horn. On thehorn.com.
I got something that you never had. Plaything will make you feel so bad. When I think of you, I'm gonna give you everything I got. Huh. Wanna come be my baby? Save me. Give me more love you gave me. Freak me. Then baby, don't you leave. Let me do you like you just did me. Ooh. I got something that you never had. Plaything made me feel so bad. When I think of you, I'm gonna give you everything I got. Woman, come be my baby. Sing. Give me more love you gave me. Oh yeah. You look like you good to go, yeah. I can't shake you. Dress on me, I can taste you. Hey! I got something that you never had. Plaything make me feel so bad. When I think of you, I'm gonna give you everything I got. I got something that you never had. Plaything make me feel so bad. When I give you, I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Here's this week's rundown. Tonight, Michael Palin's Other Orchestra. Tomorrow night, Community Jam Blues Open Mic. This week's host, Brant Taylor. Friday night, Joe Louis Walker with Murali, Coryell and his band. And opening for them will be Bill Shaka and Tony C., who you guys just heard a little while ago.
Shaka.
And then this Saturday evening is the Colbys. Next Monday, Monday Night Jazz. Hope to see you all down in Black Eyed Sally's this coming weekend. But if not, please continue to support live music wherever you are. See you next week. Bye-bye.
At home, work, or your favorite coffee shop, if there's a Wi-Fi connection, get on the horn. Hartford's Heart and Soul. On thehorn.com.
Listen to me, lady, so it's understood. This running round love ain't doing me no good. I get tired. You know I get tired of paying dues. And there ain't no way around it, no way around those running blues. I like to have my fun, I like to run around, but I ain't no stranger in nobody's town. I get tired. I get tired of the same old blues. There ain't no way around it, no way around those running blues. This running round life, you think it's nice and easy when you're blown with that wind. Sometimes it get real breezy. I'm tired. You know I'm tired of the same old blues. And there ain't no way around it.